We are in Kansas. It is September 14th today. Just a quick scouting trip. We're actually in the same unit where I shot my buck last year on public ground, and we are just down checking out some areas. Just came into the first one this morning and it looks good. A lot of cover, a lot of food, and some trees to get in, which is crucial in Kansas. We just kind of worked down this creek system. We got a good tree picked out right here. Actually, we've got several options for trees. I think this one's gonna be money. Got some corn that's already been harvested over here, corn that's still standing over here. We're gonna go throw a mock scrape up in this corner down here and cam it and just let it soak. It's the 21st of November today. Just got back to Kansas. We're gonna run around, do some scouting, hang some stands, and try to get a few different sets in some locations so we can slip into them here to hunt the next few days without having to go in and carry all the crap in and hang and hunt. So we got a lot of work to do, a lot of ground to cover here this afternoon, so we're gonna get going. It's gotta be a good sign. It's November 22nd. First sit of the year in Kansas. I was lucky enough to draw a tag here in Kansas again this year. JP and I came down in September, did a scouting trip. Checked out a lot of new stuff that we've never hunted before. One of which we're sitting tonight. We're sitting in a spot we call the Gauntlet. There is at least 60, if not 100 acres of thick bedding cover. Up through here, surrounded by ag on both sides. We're sitting on the east side of it. We got cut corn. There's a pile of corn laying in the field. We're assuming the deer gotta be coming to this cornfield. We know there's good deer in this area. We don't have any recent intel, but there has been a decent amount of pheasant hunters in the area by the looks of it, but I think these deer are probably used to that, so we're set up about 70 yards off of a gravel road. Kind of a stupid spot, but it's one of those spots that just might work. We're gonna bang on the antlers at least a couple times in here this afternoon. You gotta, it's Kansas. You gotta make some noise and hopefully the right buck hears it. Gonna be a wrap here on our first night in Kansas. Slow night, got skunked. Temperature dropped off, perfect, dead calm out. Just didn't see any deer. Kind of surprising. We still got plenty of time. We got all week to hunt. The weather's good all week, so I'm optimistic we're gonna get on one. It's just a matter of jumping around, finding the right property and finding a buck that wants to come to the call, check out the decoy.
You don't want any coffee this morning? That wouldn't be a little fun.
It's November 23rd. It's our first morning sit here in Kansas. We hunted last night out of the same tree.
got skunked. We wanted to give it one more chance in the morning. It's just starting to get light. We're sitting over a big cut cornfield. With a lot of bedding around us. We've got a little bit of a breeze out of the south this morning. Probably 5 to 10 miles an hour. Just perfect. It's right in our face. Unless something crosses the road, then it could get dicey. We're hoping to catch a buck out cruising this morning. We're probably only going to wait a couple more minutes before we beat on the antlers. Kind of the theme of this trip. Bang on the antlers, and hopefully we can get one to come to the decoy. Just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're back in the spot where I killed my buck here in Kansas last year. The spot we call Auditorium. We haven't had a ton of activity on this camera. We came in here in September and hung a bunch of cameras. And there hasn't been much for activity down at this spot. But the little bit of activity that was on the camera, we've had some good bucks. Nothing real recent. But we know they're in the area. We got about 2.5 hours till dark. We'll see how the afternoon goes. The doe is straight in front of us behind this thick bush just on the edge of the field. That doe popping out screwed us. It's November 24th, Thanksgiving Day here in Kansas. Overcast skies last night. It never got real cold. Probably right around 40 degrees. The wind switched from south to north. We're sitting in the same stand we sat last night where we encountered that drop time buck. It's been light now for probably 20 to 30 minutes. Right at first light, caught a deer. 400 or 500 yards out this bean field. Coming our way. So we've been occupied for the last 20 minutes with that buck. It ended up being just a young 3-pointer. A little breezier today than yesterday. Probably got 10, getting up to 15 mile an hour out of the north-northwest. We've had pretty good luck out of this stand. A couple times we've sat it with seeing deer at a distance and calling them in close. So hopefully we can do it again this morning. Yeah, Thanksgiving. We're just about out of light here for the evening. I'm shocked we have not seen a deer tonight. Conditions are perfect. Probably in the mid to upper 40s, but just beautiful, clear skies. The wind died down to nothing about an hour ago, and we could see a lot of ground. I'm just shocked nothing came out in this bottom field to feed. I don't know, maybe they're saving it for tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be even better tomorrow. We're gonna head to a spot tomorrow that we call Iron Buck. We've kind of been saving it. There's a handful of good bucks in there. That spot's had several good bucks in the last probably few weeks. But a lot of daylight activity in there. So we're gonna slip in there tomorrow morning. It's been hit and miss here in Kansas so far. Tomorrow's a new day. Like we've been telling each other the whole trip, it only takes one deer. And I'm a firm believer in that. We're gonna run into the right one here eventually. Just how we were hoping the deer would walk through here. We're gonna bang the antlers together here. Probably give it another 30 minutes after we do that. And the wind's switching this afternoon, so we're probably gonna get down out of here. Go try something else this afternoon. You're getting our ass handed to us. There's no other way to put it.
We're sitting in a spot this morning we call the perch. It rained all night last night and the wind switched to the north. It's blowing like 20 miles an hour right in our face this morning. It's pretty rough up in the tree right now. We're in the wide open on about the highest point you can find. It's more of an observation sit, but I don't know if the deer will be up or if they're still gonna be laying down in this wind. Be interesting to see. We'll probably only hang here for an hour or two, see what we see. I don't know how effective calling's gonna be. It's gonna be a matter of if the deer can hear us. We'll see how it goes today. The wind's supposed to calm down. It's supposed to be a nice evening tonight, so kind of just in it for participation this morning, and hopefully we have a good hunt tonight.
Just caught a good buck, popped out of this timber, and he was just walking the edge, heading north. I rattled at him a little bit, but you could tell that he had his eye on something in the timber. I don't know if there's a doe in there or a buck, but He got down the edge probably 40, 50 yards, and then we caught a glimpse of another deer. I couldn't tell if it was a doe or a buck running around. Then he ran in there chasing it, so I'm assuming it was a doe. Alright, I see that buck. Was it a touch low? Was it a touch low?
Yeah, you can see the blood coming out. See that? Well, I've watched the footage back several times, and we're thinking liver. Liver, maybe one lung, but we're gonna give them 8 hours. It's gonna be plenty cold that his meat ain't gonna go bad tonight, but there is a pile of coyotes in there, so I don't want to wait until tomorrow morning.
Right there. Thanks, buddy. Before we go any further, huge shout out to JP. He's been rolling with me all fall. Him and I have been going since the season started in North Dakota back in September. And this week's been miserable for him. He's fighting a head cold. He's been all plugged up and doesn't complain a bit. This buck and every buck him and I kill together is a team effort. I'm just glad we found this deer.
Here he is, my 2022 Kansas public land archery buck. I was lucky enough to draw a tag here in Kansas for the second year in a row. I was excited to get back down here and hunt public. I'm in the same general area that I hunted last year. JP and I came down last year, and we probably hunted for, I'm gonna say around 15 days last year, and we learned a lot. These Kansas whitetails are just wired different. They're aggressive. They come to the call. Unlike a lot of other places that we hunt, having grown up in Wisconsin, having hardly any luck banging the antlers together, it's fun to come to Kansas and get a deer to respond to the antlers. We shot him last night on the 27th, and it's now the 28th. About 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, we finally recovered him. As you can see, my shot was a touch back. He probably ended up going 300 to 400 yards, I'm guessing. And just proud to put my tag on him. Proud to notch this Kansas tag, and we still got another month and a half of season left and some more tags to fill, and it's been one hell of a season. I think I got a hell of a guardian angel looking down on me, and pretty proud of this deer.